start with my talk. So I would like to welcome everyone who's here and thank you for being here. Hope we find you safe at your home. If not, I pray for your fast recovery. So they asked me to start this session in a very grandeur way. So I thought, what better to start the session in a professional way. So yeah, am I audible? I thought I'll start with audible. Yep. Uh, awesome. So this initiative is very close to my heart. So I was planning to join this initiative and get something done like similar to this for a long time. And I'm happy that I met with some awesome people with whom I could make this initiative a reality. So Learn Code Hack is an initiative by four of us, me, Adil, Akshita, and Kainat. We wanted to help newcomers into the industry as well as people existing here to walk the paths which we faced, we had to walk with so much difficulties. We want to guide them. So Learn Code Hack has a simple motive. We learn together, we code together, and we hack together. So we do it together. We want to help the newcomers into the technology. Like, see, when I came fresh from my 12th standard, um, I didn't have any background in technology. So for me, what I faced was that I don't know what to do next. It took me around 5 to 6 months to just to know that what I should do. When I was in 12th standard, my life was actually very easy. My only objective was the 12th standard board exam. So I had to prepare for that. But once I finished it and I started into tech, I literally had no one, no mentor, anyone to point me at what I should do next. And what I should learn, starting from what I should learn. So there are a lot of things I wish I learned when I started into tech. So I didn't want anyone else to have this regret. So I want to help people walk on a journey in the correct way, like at least in a more safer route, because I had to do everything in a trial and error way, and we know that trial and error doesn't work. It's like so hard to learn stuff. So that was my idea for starting into this initiative. And looks like I wasn't the only one. We had other people who had the same thought, and we joined together to form Learn Code Hack. So this session, we will have a talk with all our other three founders about the initiative and what made them join this. So if you guys would know us, who we are, but you might not even really know what we did before we came into the industry, and there's like a lot of fun stuff happening. So stay tuned, and I call Adil for the hot to take the hot seat. Adil, are you here? Awesome. And yeah, I welcome you to go and spam in the comment section. I would give 10 points to Gryffindor if the spams are memes. Enjoy.
What about the other teams? Slytherin. What about that? You can't forget that.
Gryffindor.
Other teams?
Yes, Anush, I'm there. So, yes.
Yeah.
So, a
So
bit
I
about myself right now. So, I am Adil Asif and I am a beta MSP from Pakistan. So, I'm currently doing my bachelor's from FAST University, Karachi, Pakistan. And apart from that, I would also like to share my Learn Code Hack journey. So somewhere, somehow, I had known that I wanted to start an initiative for sessions and all because I was conducting multiple sessions before LCH as well. And there was also an initiative that I was working on beforehand that was Voice of Code. So after a while, like Voice of Code has been running for 4 months and it is running quite well. And like, what was my journey? So my journey wasn't that inspirational for LCH like you guys might have. So me and Anush were just planning on a series that we wanted to launch. So this is a surprise series now because now it will be initiated on LCH. So I won't be revealing the things. So I had a discussion with Anush, and the next day I get a text from Akshita that we want to go on a call and there's something that we
Yep.
need to talk about, and Anush is also in that call. So I
The
was
thing is
like,
that when Akshita called, like we were planning on something, and Akshita and Kainal had a very similar plan, and like it was like as if it was magical that we like contacted each other and try like it was totally out of the blue. Like we all four of us wanted to start this initiative. Nah.
It
Yep.
was actually this exact same initiative, and we just brainstormed the ideas, and the way this all came out was amazing. It's developed over the years, yes, over the time period we spent together, but the base where we all started was the same, and it was all like Kainat first.
So yeah, so this was our small journey how LCH started. So apparently, we all knew each other beforehand as well. I had interactions with Kainat before as well, through VOC platform, and I had conducted multiple events with Anush as well, and even with Akshita, I guess. Akshita, did we have an event together?
Yes, we had our first event together where you became a beta, and then we
Oh
also
yeah,
had an event with Anush in it.
yeah, that was with Ram Sharma, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have all had our multiple events together and we have had sessions together. So we have a type of bonding, great bonding, and uh, communication between us that we can continue forward with LCH as well. So uh, LCH, you can expect things, a lot of things from LCH. So what we are planning with LCH initially, I'll give you a spoiler. So we are trying to have coding series as well. We are trying to have podcasts as well and different sessions as well. There's a lot coming up from LCH, so I think you guys will have to wait for it before we reveal stuff. So there's a wide variety on what LCH is actually working on, but the main focus is to deliver the knowledge. And how will we be doing that? It's pretty simple. If we the things that we already know, we'll be sharing with you all, and those things that we won't know, we'll be learning them by hand, and we'll be teaching you guys as well by hand. So we'll be learning together. So yeah, that's our motive as well for LCH.
Wow, that's awesome. So, like, you can take it from us that we have the responsibility to teach you the best way possible. So, yeah, we can grow together. And yeah, so
Not
I
only
guess
the
it's
best way, in the most interactive, fun, and the most reciprocating way.
yep, we can have memes too. I love memes.
A lot of them.
Panda the memer.
Yep,
So
we can have
like,
bots too.
Yeah,
okay.
we will be also taking questions in the end. So yeah, I hope to see you all. I am seeing currently names over here as well. So yeah, it's good to have such a great response. So we'll be moving
Uh,
on to our podcast session for LCH. So maybe start.
okay then. So it's time to put Adil in the hot seat. So, Kainat, can you
I am
shoot the
playing the
first
culprit
question?
role right now.
Come again.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
so
We have questions for you
yeah, so should
before
we
you
share?
drop down.
Okay, I'd like to also share. So we also had a problem with this podcast, like till starting
Yeah.
before, like 15 minutes before the session, we didn't know whether we were going to have a session or not. Actually, I was managing the live stream and stuffs, and my electricity wasn't there, so it just came like 15 minutes before the event. So, yep, that is also another story for another time.
Yeah.
That's a really
Like,
nice story. Like bringing
we
this
have to.
up, it's amazing.
Okay, so like, Kainat, can you ask Adil the question?
I hope it's an easy one.
Uh,
You wish.
then
Okay,
let's
so
go easy on him.
there's one
Very
more
first
thing.
question.
There's one more thing that I'd like to share. So we have the questions pre-ready, but unfortunately we didn't get the time to think about the questions, so it will be at random. So if I say anything or misinterpret anything, so I'm sorry for that. I'll just clarify in the comment section later on.
So, Adil, are you ready to answer the question?
Yes,
Uh, my question to you is, what would you like to advise your juniors on where to start, like when they're new to tech and stuff? So, where should they start?
Okay, so this is also a great question, and I think we also had a talk on this, right? Kanath, you were asking me certain things as well, so I think I'll be able to answer that. And we also had a mentorship session, so I have experience from that side as well. So, yep. Okay, so how would I give tips to my juniors, right? Okay, so it's okay, fine. So what I'll recommend to my juniors is that whenever they're starting in a CS field, right? So before they step into the CS field, they should research a bit and gather all the resources and get in touch with already those students who are already a part of this field. Like about my story, I wasn't familiar. I wasn't familiar with what CS is. I had interest after my levels. I studied Visual Studio Basic. That was a course syllabus. So I studied that. From that, I generated like I wanted to pursue this field, and my friends were also motivated me to come to this field. And yeah, so I just came and into CS field like this, and I got admission in my university. And that was also another story on how I got the admission. So yeah, I have a lot of stories to share. So when I came to to my university, I didn't have any knowledge of what CS is or how should I continue. I had basic knowledge about what uh, data structures is or what simple logical codes are or competitive programming are, and I'm pretty good at it and I like to code it even in my free time. But I didn't know how to work in real world applications like Android development, AI, front end development. I was unfamiliar with that. When I stepped into my field, I had some friends who had guided me, but I didn't listen to them, and due to which I have lost 2 years of my degree, in which I could have learned a lot of skills. So yeah, I'm learning them right now, but I wasted my time, that I would say. So what I'd suggest to my juniors is to engage with their seniors, and if there are mentors available in the university, get in touch with your teachers whom you think are really great teachers and you have a connection established between them. So get in touch with them and ask them for tips as to how should they continue or how should they proceed, or ask them from guidance like what are the fields or what can they pursue or what is the value in the market field. Apart from that, what I suggest to my friends is that if you are coming in CS or if you are going in any field, continue that field until and unless you enjoy that. If you think that the field or the course is becoming a headache, then it's time that you should take a leave from that. But you should also have a bit of a discussion like, do you want to continue this field or are you just having a rough time? Until and unless you don't, and even if you are thinking about leaving the field, you should have a discussion with a proper mentor or those people who are in the field, as they'll be able to guide you better. But yeah, I would suggest you to enjoy the field instead of taking it as a headache or like what do we say, stressing out over it like you have to do some job. Yep. So that was it. I hope I answered your question.
A lot better. Saida, you're not heard.
Now, Akshita, can you confirm if I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so like
Yep,
I
Akshita,
was
yeah.
saying that I was struggling with this question too. That like where should I start? There are so many interesting fields. There are so many programming languages, and there are so many technologies. And like I was struggling with that, and I just messaged Adil, and he guided me a lot. Like he guided me all about it. Like he was struggling, and then what he did, and like it was really helping. So yeah, find a mentor. Like we are gonna guide you too. So like a purpose of this community is to guide like over juniors and the beginners. So yeah, you can ask your questions and stuff. So yeah,
Anytime, anywhere, we will be available for you guys.
yeah,
Okay
like
then. Akshita, you had a question for Adil. It's time
Yeah,
to make
I
it.
have
Yeah,
interesting ones.
yeah. Ask him. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Adil,
Just a second. Just a second. So we have a question from Rohit. I would like to take. Why is it always you three? Oh, when something is down. I think that we have a better connection or we get connected easily. Apart from that, it's not just the three of us. I have different collaborations that are coming up with different people as well, and I'm also going to discuss with some people as well. And yeah, Rohit, you are my mentor as well. You have also helped me a lot. So yeah, I guess with something is down like a startup or anything, I think we have a better like communication through which we can trust each other. Let me check.
That's sweet. But then we are not going to make the question any easier for you. So, yeah. Achita,
great.
ask ahead.
Okay, so Adil, how do you plan to display your role as a mentor?
Why does a okay mentorship?
Like as you mentioned, Rohit was your mentor, and you had a
Hmm.
really great mentor as Rohit. So now, how do you, and a lot more MSPs would have been your mentor as well in difficult times. Now, when you get a chance to display your role as a mentor to someone else, how would you like to do it?
Okay, so the reason for I'm just laughing, I'm reading the comments on YouTube as well, right? So I'm gonna ignore it for a minute. Okay, how can
Okay.
you just repeat the question once again? My mind just
Okay,
diverted.
so as you mentioned, you have had your mentor as Rohit and more amazing mentors in the MSP community. When we've had some trouble, we've always had someone to mentor us. Now, when you get a chance to display your role as a mentor, how do you plan to do it?
Okay. Okay, I hope I do justice with this question. It's a difficult one. Okay, as a mentor, I would say that I'm not credible enough for a mentor, or I'm not suitable person whom you would refer to as a mentor. What I could recommend you is that find a proper mentor first of all, right? Apart from me, if someone comes up to me, I'm always open to help you out. I would share my experience with you of what I have learned in the field, and I would also give you some suggestions that might be helpful for you, right? So yeah, it's just that I would only like to share my experience with you. That's the most I can do. And I hope that you also learn from my experience something or the other. And I think through, yeah, that would be all. I just add one more thing to the mentorship part. Give me a minute. Yeah, okay. I don't know why, but people find it nice interacting with me or talking to me about studies and stuff. If you like to talk to me, I'm always
Because
open. You can
you're
just
fun to talk to, right, Anush? And Sayeda, who would you say?
Yep.
okay. So you can just drop in by and text me if you need any help with CS. I can help you. I will try to help you if I have if I am knowledgeable about that subject. I'll share my knowledge with you. Or if I have somebody better than me who can tell you about that field, I will refer that person to you as well. That's what I do when someone reaches out to me, so that you can be guided about that field. Yeah, if you have anything, any questions about my field, I'll just tell it out.
Awesome.
I'm learning full stack web development. I'll be moving on to Android development. I know a bit about Android development, like the theoretical part, like what is going on in the field. I know about that. I'm moving on to artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence series continues. A bit about cloud computing as well. So these are my areas that I can help you with, right? So if you have any questions in these topics, you can feel free
Adil
to reach
is
out to me. Yeah.
Adil is the know-it-all man now,
Okay.
right?
I hope I did
Okay.
justice to the question.
No, now we have a new title. First, you were like Adil the calm one. Now we have a new title for you coming up soon. Okay, I have one more question for you. As you told, you were the founder of VOC as well. So
Yep.
I know you're pretty interested in technical writings as well. So what new do you have for the viewers on our channel, and what are your views on technical writing, and how would you like to
Okay,
contribute to
so
it
I
now?
have had a whole session on technical writing with Microsoft Student Partners Jam Shoro, and Mursal Furqan was hosting the event along with Hiba Rajput, right? So we had that event where we had talked in detail about it. I'll just drop a link to that session in the comments. Okay, so I'll just skip the comments. Yeah, I'll drop a link after my session talk. I'll just drop a link of that session so you can hear it. But for more technical details, what I'd suggest, okay, there's something coming up for VOC app as well, so you guys have to come over there as well. You'll learn a lot about writing and stuff as well. So spoiler alert. Yeah, apart from that, my views for technical writing would be that there are two different things, right? One is like video tutorials, and the other is technical writing. Over here at LCH, we'll be making video tutorials and conducting sessions. Now, where does video tutorial comes in? From what I believe, video tutorials are better when you are giving a hands-on experience or explaining things in a manner. For example, if I'm writing a code in Python about uh, just give me a minute. Yeah, if you are writing a code on linked list or binary tree, it's better to give a hands-on explanation. You can't explain those topics by writing to it. You can like literally write about it, but it's better that people will understand it when you are going live with it, right? So what I suggested in that event as well, and what I'd suggest here as well, go with what you like. If you like to understand certain topics in a blog, then go for a blog. If you like certain topics that you like to that you understand in a video tutorial, go for a video tutorial. And about technical writing, I'd say that to you all that you have to start technical writing if you are going in the field of CS. Now there are some benefits, or that you will think some things that I would like to share to you. What is technical writing for? Why is it important for you? And why do I focus it a lot so much on it, or any teaching method? So, technical writing is important for you in this field because, first of all, you know how to write. That's the main thing. Most people have problems that they aren't able to write, or they aren't able to write reports when they are on jobs, or they have to file a report of the project. They have difficulties in it. So, if you start blogging and technical writing, you will get help in writing your reports as well. They will improvise on daily basis, or on as long as you like. With each blog, they will your writing skills will improve, right? Apart from that, when you are writing a blog, it comes in your CV, or person knows that you have been writing this, you have been sharing this part of knowledge, so you might have expertise in this area. So job recruiters also might get to know about more about your skills as well. Plus, it helps you to improvise your expertise. It enhances your skills over that. Like if I'm writing a blog, I know that I have to be 100% sure. So I will make sure that the blog is 100% correct, and I will revise on it. I will improve my knowledge on it, and I'll give my best and make sure that the article is 100% perfect, due to which it will help you gain more knowledge about that subject, and it will help you understand the topic much better. Now, where does teaching help you, or writing blogs? Or I hope I'm not saying fast. If I am, Anush, please tell me. Okay, now where does
You got it.
blog? Yes.
Yeah, you got it. Please go on.
Okay. So
It's
You're going good.
okay, now how to give back to your okay. Now, how does teaching or giving writing a blog or video tutorials help the community? Now, everything what I personally believe, that everything is not limited to us. We have to give something somewhere at some time back to the community. Whatever the community has given us, we have to give them back. So in any way, like in social work or any way you like, right? So I personally believe to give back in like every possible way I can, right? So this is a better way where I am like sharing my knowledge with everyone, and even after I die or I'm not in this world, my knowledge will stay preserved, and it will help people, and it will be a sign of community, a sign where people would remember me, that I have shared some part of my knowledge with them, and it might help some people as well, and that will be all for me. uh, that like that someone has learned from my knowledge that I shared through video tutorial or a blog. Yep, that's all.
Well answered, but next we have Anush who will be shooting on questions for you.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me check if there are any more questions in the chat. So we don't have any
Medium
questions.
of
Yeah,
code.
Aditya,
yeah, go on.
Aditya, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So my question to you is that you said that you have a lot of stuff planned for the future. So what are your plans for the future? Like, what do you plan to do?
Like, what
And
do I plan
where
to
this
do
question
with
is coming.
what do I plan to do with LCH or like future?
Future.
Okay. Okay. So I usually don't talk about my future, like what are my plans. So
Like,
yeah,
at least the
yeah,
idea. Anything.
I'll just give a hint on it, right? So yeah, I don't know how long I have also had this talk with a couple of, like, I guess I had this talk with Herschel, right? So yeah, I was having this discussion with him as well. Like, I don't know how long will I be pursuing this computer science field, right? I have to quit computer science at a time, and I know, but I don't know at what time because I have certain commitments as well apart from my field, right? So I have to give back something to the community as well. So I have to look into that as well. So I don't know how long I will be in computer science, but until I am in this field, what I plan to is to give the best I can to my country, to people around the globe, or to whomever I can connect. So I'm thinking of coming up with a platform as well, but that will be later on, where people can just share their knowledge. In fact, we can use LCH as well for this. I don't know, but maybe. So where we can like share our knowledge towards each other. What I believe is with voice of code as well. Okay, I'll just shorten it up. Okay, what I believe is I want to set up a platform where a student who is starting their CS journey or any journey, they can find the exact piece of material over there, all of them. They won't need to go around anywhere. They won't need to go away or like go to another sites or research much. I want to ease their journey. So am I will be building a platform like this. At least I will be trying to do this sort of things, and I'll be getting touch and teachers or instructors from around the globe to help me out with it because this initiative is not mine alone. If I'm doing a global thing, I would expect to have help from the community as well, right? From the CS community. So yeah, I'll be doing that as well sometime later on in my career before I quit CS. Apart from that, what I plan is to uh, like I'll talk about my country. Like Pakistan is like a growing country in IT, but comparatively with the rest of the countries, it's quite low. What I plan is to make an exponential growth in Pakistan for the IT industry, and I plan to work on it and create a platform for youngsters as well, so they can easily come up with the startups and not like an incubation center, but we'll be sponsoring them. If they have a proper startup, we'll be sponsoring them through a proper criteria and they'll be getting up. I am planning to do this also if everything goes right, and let's hope for the best. I don't know what is there for me in the near future, but these are my some short-term plans, some long-term plans that I want to do, but that's the most I can share. Yep.
That's really inspiring. Seriously, wow.
Oh,
I don't like think you're warrior. You're not audible. It's
yeah.
like ah yeah.
Oh, that's all from me. Can I take the back seat?
Yes, we're letting you go for now, but once we have questions for you in the chat section, you'll be up again.
Yeah, I'll be up. Just give me a minute. I'll set up Teams.
Okay.
Okay, then I think it's Akshita next.
So you guys are up now. I'm taking a back seat.
Oops. Okay.
Why is he leaving?
What happened to him?
He's
He's
back.
joining again.
And I guess Akshita is taking the hot seat now. So it's time to question her. Okay.
Okay.
So I would go with the first question.
Excited.
Why did you choose technology?
Technology. Okay. A bit tricky. I can say that because okay, I basically started with technology since a young age. Like I got my first laptop when I was in first standard. I was always curious about, opening up things and seeing how they actually work from the inside. So that's how I basically started. But getting into actual technology like coding and knowing stuff, it started with Scratch. I don't know how many of you actually know Scratch. Like, you know Scratch, right?
I actually know it existed after you told me.
I face that a lot. Like I ask a lot of people if they know Scratch and then they're like, what's Scratch? Okay, so that's how I actually started programming. And that was my first elevation to tech. And I got interested in tech right after that field. I was like, yes, in my 10th standard and my 12th standard, I wasn't that interested. I was like, okay, it'll just happen because we had Java, we had C++. We've all had C++ and Java in our 9th and 10th. And in 12th, okay, we were like, okay, let's just pass this. But then when I actually chose computer science and I explored the field, I was like, wow, this is something what I actually want to do. And a lot of people, when the main initiative for LSH was also that, because a lot of people do face problems in technology, and when they actually, they don't get it right. And most of the people who actually belong here think they don't actually belong. So this is also a platform where you will feel you belong, and the even a simplest contribution to that's the fun about open source contributions, which we'll also have on our channel. We'll have open source contributions as well, and Anush will tell you about it. And yes, on open source contributions, we'll also have, like, the most beautiful thing is even a slightest change has a huge impact. And we learn how to never give up when we code. That's it. No further questions?
We are not letting you go that easily. Okay. So the next question will be from Kainat.
Okay, excited. Hi.
Hi. So, I would like to ask, like, you have various communities and that you are there and other communities. So, why did you join the community? So, like, why would you like
Kainat, you aren't audible
get someone to
properly.
communicate? How did you get?
कायनात आपकी आवाज कट
Am I
रही है.
not audible?
No, your voice is breaking.
Uh, yeah, I think there is some network issue.
Okay, you're fine now.
Is it better now?
Yep. Now you're on mute, I guess.
No, she's not on mute. The problem with the mic.
Yep, she's on mute.
No, she is not on mute.
Okay.
No.
Okay, until then I'll ask my question. Kainat, you check your connectivity issues, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Akshita, what is the difference between in you before and after becoming a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes. So the difference between before and after was I don't see it, but my peers, my classmates, my best friend, my parents, my teachers have also seen a huge change in me. They say that, yes, Akshita, this is a different part of you we are seeing. So I basically joined the student community. I became a Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador when I was in the April cohort, and in the starting of April when the lockdown actually it was like the lockdown actually started. And yes, we didn't we I could dedicate so much time into technology and learn so much new stuff. And yes, I did become technically sound. I did change my thinking from local to a global platform where we all think together, and I was open to more ideas. And I was so amazed by people. Like here I met so many people and interacted with a lot of them, where we all were like, okay, if I had an idea, there was someone contributing in the idea to make it even more beautiful. And we've experienced that in hackathons, and Anush and me have been to a hackathon. We've experienced that as well, like how we just made a simple idea to something amazing, and we just learn new stuff every second. And whenever you need something, you need someone, there's always there. So I've basically learned a lot, and the changes in me have been like, yes, I have also improved my way of communication, and I've also become technically sound. And the rest changes. If you guys notice any more, you can let me know. Um, I'm not audible? Okay. Anush, any other question? Are there any other questions while she's back?
Am I
I have a question. Oh yeah, I think she's back. Over to you.
I didn't get that.
Okay, and what's your question? Excited to know.
So, like, you
Curious.
are a part of different student communities, right? You are a part of
Yes.
Microsoft Student Partner, and then you are a part of Voice of Code and other. So, what would you suggest to your juniors? Should they join the communities, or like for your university education is enough?
No, I would obviously, ask my juniors to go out and explore and learn more, because joining student communities, I myself didn't know the benefits of joining a student community until I joined one. And it was surprising that from my campus, not even a few people knew about it. They were all aware of campus ambassador programs like Internshala and other programs. They were not aware of what a actual tech community does. And when I shared it with them, they were amazed. They were like, wow, is this something real? So, I do appreciate my juniors to go out and explore various student communities. Microsoft Student Learn is not the only student community. There are so many student communities out there. You can just go and explore, and you can get in touch with any of us here, and we will help you out, because Microsoft, not only Microsoft, but student communities are out here where students with a similar mindset come together. And when you know something about technology, and when you're in a class, so people might treat you like, okay, either you know too much, or teachers would be like, you know a lot, which isn't accepted. Like, okay, I'm saying from my experience, like, I'm not saying it's not accepted, but it's like you treat it like a little different way. You all would have experienced that once, right? And then, yes, after joining student communities, here you meet like-minded people, like people with a similar mindset, where you think and you collaborate together, and you feel, yes, this is amazing. So yes, I do want them to change from local to global. Let's
And yeah, like you learn a lot of new things that you can't learn in your like 4 year education at university.
Yes, and we can actually apply a lot, and it does improve our strengthen the resume as well, because you start volunteering, you start create like organizing events, you start like getting engaged with a lot more people, you strengthen your network, and your network will have more of quality than quantity. So
Yeah, I
that's the main
agree.
part.
Yeah. So that's all from my side.
Okay.
So Adil, do you have any questions for Akshita?
Wow. Any from the chat?
No. Guys, do you want to ask? It's
Meanwhile,
Akshita,
I guess, what? Come again? Yes. Anush, come on. It's your turn.
uh, yeah, sure.
Whom is the question for?
Ricardo, can you answer the question? Ricardo has a question.
Ask the question.
Yep.
Thought of saying me many
I'm
me
waiting
from
for
the
his answer. Okay. Okay, I guess he'll ask his question in the end. Now he might be typing a question. Okay. Let's move on to Anush.
It's the team's turn. Okay.
Okay. Other, what was the question?
Yeah. Okay. So my question to you is that Anush, we have conducted. Okay, Ricardo's question is yes. I'm sorry. I'm just. And why do you see? Okay, Akshita, why do you see as the biggest? What do you see as the biggest challenge for an entry level CS students nowadays?
That's a solid question.
Yeah, I wanted to answer that, but Akshita has
Okay,
this
can
question.
you repeat the question once again? I'm sorry, I
What
missed
do you
that.
see as the biggest challenge for entry level CS students nowadays?
Okay, a biggest challenge for the entry level CS students,
Yep.
programming.
Yeah.
When they start programming, when they get into programming, they're all confused because they have so many resources. And, when you say them with the beginners level, they're not really ready. They say that, okay, this is something I know. Let's go on to the intermediate level. This is something I can say with my experience. I've experienced this with my sister when I was actually, asking her to learn Python. So I asked her, I was like, Aditi, let's learn. Her name's Aditi. So I was like, let's learn. I wanted to learn Python. And she's like, I already know Python. I'm going to go to the intermediate level. So this is the huge mistake a lot of people do. And yes, it's challenging as well because when your foundations are strong in mathematics and computer science, that's when you will actually become a good programmer or a good software developer. I hope that
Uh,
answers it.
I I would want to contribute a bit more to the answer. So, like from my personal experience, like when I started into technology, like it was only after my 12th standard. So, like people were like the college, they were teaching me how to write program. Like they were teaching me a skill. So, writing code is a skill. But then, what you really need in to succeed in this industry is the knowledge. Like, what are the best practices? How to write? What are the prerequisites before you need to start into technology? Like, you like just write knowing how to write a couple of sentences in English to make the computer do a work for you. That everyone can do. But then, when you, as an CS student, you need to understand how the computer works, and you need to know at least a bit of basics. And I don't think there's like much guidance regarding what the basics is. What like see computers like it has a lot of math stuff, so you need to know how to get started and who to refer and stuff. So I think knowing what to do, like how he should get started, is the biggest problem a CS grad faces. Like, where should I start? Should I start coding? Should I start working on algorithms, or should I start learning mathematics? Like, what should I do? How much should I do? When should I do? So that is the problem I think we need to address to make the entrance into the technology a bit more easy.
Yes.
Okay, so
Learning stuff the
I
right
also
way.
have some suggestions on this one, but I guess I'll create a suspense for a bit. So you have to stay tuned for the other session that we'll be having, and I'll be answering it in that question. I have bookmarked the question, so I'll be sharing my views up later on.
Yeah, even the right combination of algorithms and mathematics is needed.
Okay, perfect. So my question to Anush now. Okay, Anush.
Yeah, sure.
So we have had contributed a lot of events, in a couple of events, and you have been part of my MSP journey. Like, I started off in April, and then you were the first person whom I collaborated with. Like the second person whom I collaborated with. and I got my beta promotion after the Git event that we had, and it went really great. So yeah, now my question to you is that I guess was that your first teaching session?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Ricardo has a question saying that a complimentary question: is it possible to learn coding without studying math?
Uh, so wait. Mm,
You can go
so
for
who's taking it?
you can go for front end
Ricardo.
development, front end development where you won't have to code. You will have to just design the UI
Yes.
UX.
And you can, yeah, you can also go for, the designing part, not that's just the designing,
Yeah, you can work
except the
on the
front end.
UI UX without the math part. Okay, Anush. So was that your first event? Like the first teaching
It
event?
was it was like if it's a, it was my first virtual teaching event, but I have experience of taking seminar, but not to that much that big of audience. So I have a stage speaking experience and I have a seminar experience, but that was my first technical session
Perfect.
after I came into
So,
technology.
how did
Yeah.
teaching change your life, or how did creating an impact within the community has changed your life? This is my actual question. Like, you have been writing different blogs, and I have especially found one blog that was written by you very useful, the GitHub README file one. So that was very useful for me, right? So why do you like to write or to teach stuffs, and how do you plan on impacting the society? The community.
That's it. So like when I started, like when you asked me to do a collab with you on the Git session, I was just getting like I kind of started with Git and GitHub, and I know my way around it. But then when you told me like we have to teach a connector workshop stuff, that's when I really realized that I barely knew the subject in depth. Like when you learn it for yourself. You learn it to solve an issue you have, or you learn it for yourself. But when you teach, you have this responsibility that you must be able to teach the concept to the other person. Like you must be able to use this knowledge and not waste his time. So we people who do a session have a big responsibility that the other person who's listening to us actually benefits from it. So in that case, we need to go very in depth into the knowledge. So I actually started studying about the concept in depth, and like I tried to study what are the frequent problems which arises and how to fix them, and I try to come up with use cases and if possible one or two memes. So that gave me like that made me realize that when you teach to someone and when you make it easy for them to understand, you actually are mastering that subject. So you know that subject only if you know in depth, you can solve its problems and you will know its use cases. So if you want to make a subject easy for someone and make sure that you understand it really well, teach, teach, teach. In fact, I have blogged my experiences, what happened during the session in my blog post, and I have posted it on Voice of Code too. So please feel free to go and read that article out there. So in matter of impact, like I have started out, I came into technology for a reason, and I wanted to make sure that I leave a mark, like I do something useful to this. I'm like trying to make stuff better. So I have started. Actually, we have a session day after tomorrow where we are going to talk to a college, asking them to work, develop more student communities in there. So I want to do every small thing which I could do to make someone else learning journey better. Because when I started out, I had to do stuff in a hard way and it wasn't very easy. So I want to make it better for other people who are out there stepping into this amazing technology world.
Perfect. I have attached the link to the article in the chat section as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, his article on Pickle to Geek is like a must-read article for everyone stepping into tech.
Yep. Now, Kainat, can you ask Anush your second question?
Go a bit easy on me.
Oh, not at all.
Okay, I
Am
guess
I audible, Kai?
yeah, you are audible.
So, my question to you, Anush, is like, if you could, what advice would you give to your 5 years younger self, or like something get you you feel like if you knew 5 years before or whenever you started your career in tech, you would have done much better. Like you are doing really great even now, but like one thing that you feel like if I knew this like before, I could have done even better.
Okay. So I'll answer your question in two parts. So 5 years before me will probably be in ninth or eighth standard. So I would probably ask him to watch more Chin Chan videos and eat more pizza because 5 years from now, what not. So that's one thing. And in terms of career and technical terms, I would have probably asked him to learn Python or something so that he will actually know how, I will actually know what technology is. Because like when I when my till my 10th standard, I had introduction to C in my ninth and 10th, and the teacher made sure that we hated the subject. Like that was one of the main issues is that I wasn't able to get into technology like in the earlier stage. No regrets. Like I had a blast. I actually did commerce in my 11th and 12th. So I came from commerce to technology. So I was introduced to technology when I finished my 12th standard. So that's another story for some time, I guess. So I took commerce in 11th and 12th, and I had no connection with technology whatsoever till I finished my 12th standard. And then when I decided to go for my college education, I decided to go for technology because like that's where I found my passion. Like I didn't expect that I would love what I'm doing right now so much. Wish I had known earlier, but then no regrets. I think I'm on a right track.
Amazing.
Akshay, that's your turn.
Yes. Anush, are you ready?
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, you were a commerce student once. So, what's your reason for choosing commerce and then shifting down to the tech field? As you mentioned, your teacher wasn't nice, but is there any other reason? And if you were actually interested in tech, why not pursue it in the beginning?
Okay. So yeah, that got me. So like I took commerce because I wanted to become a businessman when I was in 10th. So I want to know how the economy works and how to like write accounts and stuff. Like my dad used to do this accounting thing every day, so I liked what he did. So I just took accounts out of a curiosity. I joined commerce out of curiosity, and to be honest, I am glad I did because those 2 years were like a blast. So when the people who took science and engineering were like literally had struggling with their records, we commerce students all had a blast. We used to go for cultures and stuff. So I think I probably wouldn't have been doing the session if I wasn't in commerce because like I used to be very silent type and like I don't talk much and like very shy kind of person. But then this experience with the commerce thing has literally changed me the way I am. Like it gave me more confidence to go and talk and make connect with people. So yeah, so that was a good experience. So actually, like my dad, even though my dad had a bit of a technology background, he didn't influence me to come into technology. I don't know why, but I didn't know this much good stuff is in here. Like there are a lot of stuff like I wish I knew earlier, but then I think now I'm a correct part. Like when I came to my 12th and 11th standard, I decided I was thinking what I want to do, what I want to do, what I want to do. So that's when I think I found my love for Python and stuff. So maybe if I started learning languages in an earlier choice, I would have given more. I would have given thought for joining into technology much earlier. But I think I'm trying to compensate what I lost in this time, and the time which we got here now is so good. Like yeah, I'm able to catch up with a lot of stuff. So yeah.
This is precious, like the most precious time.
So now I have a bit of knowledge between what how business works and what accounting is. So I know how to like manage my expenses well. I actually do a trial balance and a daily accounts check every day. So that has given me a good habit, I guess. So yeah, I'm trying to keep up with my past knowledge, learn economics and on the side and stuff. So yeah, so it will give me, as Ricardo has pointed here, it will give me a broader view, and it was interesting, but I didn't feel my passion was there. My passion I was here. Like I'm still discovering my passion here.
That's nice. Well, Just one last question for you from my side. You told you just started with technology after your 12th standard, right? And you're so basically you're new to coding.
Yep,
And
I was new.
when everyone codes, like beginners, when they start actually coding in an algorithm or if when they cannot solve a coding question, they feel low. So how do you cope up with your self-efficacy at that moment?
Actually, that's actually main thing. Like for me, as I said earlier, it took me 6 months to figure out what I'm gonna do next and how do I get started into the industry. And, and luckily, I found about a Microsoft Student Partner Program and about MSP Inspire and about other like Voice of Code and other great communities. I actually through those amazing people there, the amusing community there, I was able to understand what I should do and like even now I'm still learning. Even as 2 days before I was like kind of anxious about starting into a project, and a really good friend, suggested a good course and helped me to get started on it. So the community had really been a helpful task. So when I like try to find something that I'm not able to do or stuff, I like just ask what I do next. Like I don't have the fear that I might be considered a noob or like I like this guy doesn't know anything and he's coming and talking. Like the community there was really friendly, and I think we all need a community. We need to build a community. That's why like I'm trying to create communities all around in the colleges all around my city. I have spoken to a couple of colleges already regarding it, and we are working on it. And the student community is so much important. So I think that since this industry is very big, and if you don't have your wolf pack, a wolf pack is like a group of people with whom you could share your knowledge, brainstorm, and grow. If you don't have a wolf pack, you're losing something really good. So when I feel down, I just try to go and sleep, and I try to think about the problem, and somehow I solve it. So it's like asking for help and then trying to figure it out. So that's how I solve most of my problems.
That's nice. We'll try implementing it soon.
Thank you.
I guess we don't have any questions for you, Anash. So we'll be moving on. Plus, we have exceeded our early podcast.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
god.
we'll be moving to
Time
Kailash.
it's
Kainat,
Yeah, so
it's
it's
her turn. Come on, Kainat.
Kainat.
How do you finish my intro?
Yeah, I think you're having an internet issue, so it's fine if you can't open your video.
Let me try. Let me try and just let me know if there is an issue with the audio.
Your audio is clear right now.
And now, like after turning on the video,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
so I guess Anush, you are asking your question to her now.
Yep. So my question to you would be like, when you started into technologies, right? So what were the challenges that you faced, and why did you decide to get into technology? So what inspired you? Right. Fine. When I was in seventh grade, one teacher came and
Okay,
like,
your voice is not clear again.
okay, like I'm sorry for the like. I'm
It's actually breaking in between, right? You aren't audible now.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
perfect.
so it all started when I was in my seventh grade, right? And one day my brother came and he said like, let me teach you how to write a software, how to make a software, and I agreed. So we made a C++ Hello World program, and if you are like a programmer, you would know that Hello World program is a like most basic program, right? So we made that software and we run it and we saw the output and he said, congratulations, you made your first software. And like for an 11 years old, it's a big achievement. So I had that feeling of achievement, and then it kept me going, and then I got interest in computer science. I pursued computer science in my metric and then my inter, and then I decided to go with like choose it as a career. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions, Anush.
Yeah, you answered my question. I hear Akshita has a really good question for you.
Yes, I do. Okay, so what do you feel is the most important skill one should gain when they learn to when they learn or explore a new path in technology? As you told, when you were in 11 years old, you built a software. So, what's your views on that?
I think not just about tech, but whenever you start a new thing, it's difficult. Right. So the first skill that you need to have is to be consistent and to believe in yourself. So like sometimes programming is dry and like tough, and when there is an error, sometimes you can solve it for like a long time, and it's a stress, right? So I would suggest that be consistent and like, and there is this interesting thing that if you are writing a program, you are building something, and there is an error or there is some confusion, that thing will be in your mind all the time. So you will always be thinking about it unconsciously maybe. So yeah, you will eventually solve the problem. And I would like to add a quote that I recently learned, and like it's so inspiring. So it's let's start, just start, and let the world teach you. So yeah, I think you need to like be consistent, and eventually you'll learn.
That's a really nice quote.
And thank you.
And the next question is, what's the one thing you would advise when someone feels they want to give up while programming, like the same as Anush? What's your views on it?
Yeah, like I'll say the same thing again. Like if you are feeling like you can do it, just just don't think that. Believe in yourself. You can do anything. So like you need to be consistent, and like you can seek help from your seniors. You can seek help from like internet. So yeah, most of the for me, most of the time when I face a situation, there is always a like solution on the internet, right? Or like you can ask your seniors, or you can like ask us, okay, like learn code
Yeah.
hack thing. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Well, I'm done
So
with set of questions. Adil, your turn.
So this is actually the last question from our side as well. So if anyone has any question, let me check the audio. So if anyone has any questions, they may tag us along and answer it. We'll be answering that as well. So that tag us along in the chat, and we'll be answering that as well. So the last question to our hack hour. So finally, the session is coming to an end. Okay, so Kainat, what struggles have you faced in in your computer science journey, and how did you cope up with that?
okay, so when I like after second year, like when I decided to pursue it as my career, I didn't have a mentor. So like I was not sure what should I do. Like there are so many technologies and stuff. So I was not sure what should I learn, what should a beginner learn, and what should I start with. So I decided to learn C++, and I like visited all the institutes in my city, and I couldn't find a single institute which was offering C++, like advanced C++, and which like they were not offering any like algorithms and data structures and C++, and these are the I think these are the things that are most important. Like C++ is the mother language, so you should learn it as a beginner, and then algorithm and data structures are the most important things. So yeah, this is the first difficulty that I faced, and then I didn't have a mentor, and I couldn't figure out that what should I do and what should I learn. So I joined Microsoft Student Partner, and then I came to know about a lot of opportunities, and like my fellows helped me a lot. Like I came to know about so many new people, and then we learned together, and we made teams, and we learned a lot of new skills. So yeah, uh, I think you should join student communities, and like if you have a mentor, that's good. But you should join student communities. You will learn a lot of new skills. You will come to know about a lot of new technologies and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so I guess we have a question right now. What semantics do you guys follow? It's from Rohit. Yeah. Anyone wants to answer that? Uh, is anyone answering that? Anush? Okay, just give me a minute. I think we are having a connection. Okay. Uh, okay, last call. Is anyone answering the question? What semantics do you guys follow? Okay, okay, by semantics, okay, I'll answer that if none of you guys are answering it.
Okay, so semantics, do you mean by the logic behind what is the logic behind LCH?
I think he means to. Okay, Rohit, can you just rephrase your question a bit? We are having problem in
Yes.
understanding it. Okay, it's basically related to C++. I was hoping to get views from Kainath. Okay, so Kainath, he wants views from you. Like, what
Okay.
semantics do you follow related to C++? Semantics as in the keywords or the phrases or variables, I guess. If I'm not wrong, Rohit. Okay, Kainath, you aren't audible right now.
Kind of up mute पे हो.
He's asking you whether
Anush, no, you're not audible.
I didn't get.
You didn't get the question. Okay, I'll answer that. Okay, one
What does
minute.
he exactly mean by the like semantic
The
type?
code, the coding style in C++. What do you follow the coding style? Okay,
Coding style.
okay. So, Rohit,
Uh,
are you answering it, Kanath, or shall I go forward with it?
you can go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So, Rohit, basically in C++, I have also used Python, right? So, the semantics or the coding style with C++ or Python is a bit.
Python is
Okay, what was that? Okay, so basically, what type of coding style do I follow? I follow like the spaced if statements, right? I don't know what the exact term is, but I'll try to show you some of my codes that I have personally written C++. If you could give me a minute. Uh, yeah, Anush, can you just add some points to it?
so by coding style, if you mean like how you write your code, I suggest use more of modularity in your code. Like I have this principle where I don't know I actually following the Java style of coding. Like I write only one class in a file. So I made it makes the code so easy to read and understand. I follow this and I have this habit of commenting every single line of code I write. So I used to have this problem I might forget what I do later. So I comment a lot and that is actually kind of helping me towards the later style when I try to document what I wrote. So I would suggest that you comment your code every what you trying to do and what is the outcome, so that when you look up in the future, you will understand actually what is going on. So that is actually like a reading material for you, learning material. So unless it is for an official, very official purpose, even then I was told to use comment it a lot, and try not to have too much of code repetition, like repeating same lines of again. Try to say like not repeat it too much, and always look for better ways to code. Like try you can never settle. That's what
Commenting is a way I guess everyone should actually follow.
Yeah, so basically I'm showing you how do I code in C++. So this is a project that I had been working on. It's a really big one. So this was like my project for my DS course, right? So this was completely in C++, and I'm trying to see which one could I show you. Yep. Okay. So this code is like the worst code that I have written up till now. Can't just okay. So the segmentation and the spacing that I was trying to show you. So really care about the spacing of the program that I do. So I really space. You can see like how I have spaced. So with the help of the spacing, what the benefit is, we can like read the code easily. Now you can like easily read what is going on here if you are aware of C++, right? So I'll show you a code which is a bigger one. Yep. So basically, we had breaking down this code into three.
other,
Yep.
I'm not sure, yeah, if your screen is seen. I just see a black screen.
Just give me a minute. All that. Okay. Okay. Just give me a minute. Capture. Okay. Okay. Um, Okay, it will be visible in a while now. Okay, so this is the code that I was talking about. So I'll just show it to you again. So this is how I work on spacing and the number of classes I use. You can see over here. So basically, what I have done with my project over here is I've broken down this project into several different components. So everything so in this project we had to like write down every single thing, a linked list, we had to code it on ourselves. So what I have done is I have coded these all different things, like you can see over here, linked list, queue, binary search tree, heap, and then we have just included these libraries in certain files. So what happens is that your code becomes easily readable, and it becomes easily and you can easily understand what is going on within the code. So yeah, that's it. Rohit, you can just scroll down on my on my GitHub, and you can just check out in detail how I have coded here as well. Yep. I kind of find it interesting, like in managing the spacing part. I'll attach a link to this project. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Transition. Yep. Okay, so do we have any more questions, Anush?
Anush, you're muted.
Yeah. Wow, we are actually towards the end. Like, yeah, I don't know, like, time went so fast. Like, if you tell me the session would happen 2 hours before, I would like, yeah, we would like, you're literally trying to conduct this session a hour before, like, would this session really happen? That was the question in all of our minds, and we were like trying to find alternatives, and like, literally, it was like, hey, we can't do anything. But then finally, everything came together to make this happen. So like I'm really thankful for every single one who is watching there for being
And
with
how
us.
many of people have visited and watched? Thank you so much to them as well.
Yeah, we have a
Yep.
special announcement. Just give me a minute. I'll attach my
Oh,
GitHub. Okay.
That I didn't
And
know.
would be
he's a guy. It's a
this is
surprise.
okay. So I guess this announcement will be special for for the founders themselves.
Oh.
Just give
Okay.
Anush, can you just tag Rohit in the chat?
With pleasure.
Video off. So you guys can now close your videos.
Okay. What's the surprise?
Yeah. Okay. So as we were receiving a question from sorry, uh, Ricardo as well, like he wanted to know what problems do CS people face, right? So from that, I got an idea about a series thanks to Ricardo. So I'll be launching this series most probably next Sunday. So this name of the series is LCH Stories. So in this, what I'm thinking is anyone who has a story who likes to share or would find it or would think that it's important for those who are starting their CS journey, they should hear what part of your struggle was. You can just contact any one of us and we'll publish your video under that playlist named as LCS Stories. Personally, I will be sharing my stories or certain problems that I had faced during my CS journey and how I coped up with it. I'll be sharing that in LCH stories as well. So I hope you guys will enjoy that series. And yep, apart from that, if anyone or any founders would like to publish their part of the stories as well, they will also be publishing there. And yes, so now we are completely booked right now. Like we have an LCH stories that will be launching next Sunday. Then we have another event on 9th. It's a session. Then we have another event on 16th. That is even a Sunday. That is a special session. So we won't be revealing things right now about that. Apart from that, there's another session that is on later the weekend after 16th, and I'll be talking to some people to trying to arrange their sessions that will be really informative for you all of you guys as well. So those will be also coming up. So we are booked right now with a lot of sessions. Apart from that, if any one of you guys want to host a session at LCS, they can contact us. We'll make things possible for you as well. Yep, I guess that's all from my side. Yeah, about the series things, Anna, should we tell them about the series that we are working on?
Let
Can
me
you
be a
give us a
surprise.
suspense?
Yes,
Can you
let
give
me a
us a
suspense. Like, just stay tuned for more.
Okay, so there are certain series that we will just give you a slight hint. So these series are like in three different languages, right? So there are three different series that will be simultaneously aired on LCH. So we are thinking like we'll be premiering them or we'll be just uploading them. So you have to subscribe for that. So the and press the bell icon so that you guys get notified whenever our video is published. And apart from that, these series will be basically helpful to people who are getting started with their CS journey, right? And they will and it will be immensely important. Yep. So that's all from my side.
Yes, do share this video with your friends or anyone who wants to start learning in tech. Do share the channel so that they can subscribe to the channel and they can get notifications as the videos start coming in. This is just the beginning. We have a lot more packed for you guys. So just stay tuned.
So hope you guys are safe and yeah, that's bye from me.
Okay, so see you guys. Bye.